Hey, I'm Jimmy, and this is going to be my week 13 discussion board post in English 242. And this week we read a couple readings. I read The Cathedral by Carver, and we also read Howl. Um, we were asked to discuss kind of, how Cathedral built off Swimmer, and then how Howl kind of repelled against it. For me, Swimmer was kind of a book about somebody's life, kind of reflecting back on it, I guess, when they were younger and felt invincible. And then as time went on, it felt like time went faster and faster. And I mean, the main character had a drinking problem, which kind of escalated how fast his life went by because he was kind of not completely there for all of it. So it felt like time was going by faster. So when he got to the end, he was kind of like an old man, I guess, and his life had kind of gone by in a flash almost, it seemed like in a whole day. And so, I don't know, there's a lot of hints about, like, because obviously the literal meaning is a guy swimming from yard to yard home in a day, but really we all know it took a lot longer than a day for him to do it. It was his whole life. Um, in Cathedral, it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe a guy was just stubborn about something, or for some reason had some issues where he didn't agree with his wife or something, because basically she was friends with this blind man and she'd been married to a military officer in the Air Force before he met her, and she wasn't happy, but the blind guy made her happy as a friend, but basically she didn't, like, I don't know, stay with him for anything. She left after the first summer where she read to him, and when she kind of came back to see him after all these years, well, he came back to see her after all these years when his wife had passed away and he was traveling through. Her new husband, since the officer didn't really, treat her right and she was depressed and tried to kill herself, the new husband wasn't really, like, interested in meeting this guy to see who he was to her, and I don't know, he was seemed uninterested, but by the end of the night, he had loosened up so much that, like, he was had his the guy's hand on his hand and he was drawing a cathedral for him. And I don't know, I think he just didn't really believe in himself in a way. Like, he didn't believe in his ability to, you know, befriend this guy. He, like, I guess didn't really want to, and he also didn't try that hard at first, but by the end of the night he was, like, explaining this guy what a cathedral looked like, and he was drawing it for him. And I just don't think he ever would have thought he could do that before. So basically, he was just, like, opening up to the fact that, he could be nice to the guy and he could get to know the guy. I think that might be a bigger issue, like, in life. He felt like, he was held back from something, like he couldn't accomplish something, and then he actually set his mind to it and he did it. So, I don't know, that's basically what I took away from the readings.